Well, good evening, everyone. This is Steve from the Southern Valley Weather Desk. Hope you're having a really wonderful Monday. It has been a wet one for the start of our Monday, and we're going to continue to see a few scattered showers as we work our way through tonight and through the day tomorrow on Tuesday. But what I'm really concerned about is going into Tuesday night and Wednesday, and I will show you more details about that right now. Let me go and pull up my little timeline thing here and kind of give you an idea of what all this is saying. This is kind of what I have out as far as a main timeline feature goes. Severe thunderstorms possible Wednesday morning and afternoon. Most likely, we're looking at storms moving in across some parts of northern Alabama Tuesday night, getting into Tennessee on Wednesday morning, possibly continue into the afternoon hours. Now, here you see the time frame of storms. We're looking from Nashville to Memphis from 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesday night, and then that'll be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, getting into the Altamont line. Then affecting Chattanooga, Tennessee, and northern Georgia vicinity counties between 2 and 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. Main impacts of severe include strong and damaging winds. We will be seeing strong winds mostly all throughout the evening on Tuesday, even ahead of the storm system, but more so damaging winds in thunderstorms, along with some heavy rainfall, which may lead to some isolated flash flooding. And we're even talking about enough energy the system may produce tornadoes. Isolated to sporadic wind damage can be expected. Wind damage to trees is very likely. Now, remember, down trees may cause power outages, so be prepared for that for any of you that receive storms, especially with the ground already being saturated from the recent rains that have fallen. We could see some trees come down easy from very strong winds. Heavy rainfall amounts may lead to some flooding and flash flooding problems, so also be aware of that. And again, all this is going to be going on as we go into Tuesday night and Wednesday. I'll be watching everything closely for you. Let me zoom in a little bit so y'all can see that a little bit better here. Okay, hopefully that's good. Now, explaining what this map is showing, we have a low pressure system that is developing just west of the panhandle of Texas. It's drawing a lot of moisture from the Colorado Rockies into the system down through Texas. And what's going on is this low is growing in intensity. It's taking this energy here. This is actually the main low. This area of energy is going to wrap around this main low as it tracks eastward. And this is where our journey begins with severe weather. We're looking at Texas, of western, southwest Texas, even parts of central Texas may be affected by these storms, as well as getting into portions of Louisiana as we work our way through the overnight hours tonight. Here's Tuesday afternoon. As I did tell you, the stationary boundary will move its way from the Texas Panhandle and then extend more over into central Georgia, South Carolina, and into Mississippi. Now, the heaviest activity of the showers and thunderstorms should remain south. However, there still may be some consequences as the storm system continues to grow. We could see a couple of storms ending near North Georgia and also central Georgia and continuing through Mississippi. Now, any storms along the stationary boundary, remember a stationary boundary means basically the front is not moving much at all. It is waiting for a stronger storm system to connect to it, and then it all become one storm system. And I'll explain more on that here in the next few minutes. But again, severe weather goes into Louisiana, spreads into parts of Alabama, southwest Alabama, and this is where showers and thunderstorms will be in the forecast as we go into Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday overnight, you can see, as I've explained to you here, that the energy from the Colorado Rockies will start wrapping around the system. It'll be bringing a lot of heavy rainfall along the stationary boundary over the Tennessee Valley, and also a lot of heavy rain for Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. What I'm really concerned about is how far north will our stationary boundary make its way to Tennessee? Will it make it into the southern parts of Tennessee? Will it move into East Tennessee? And the reason why I'm asking this question is because with this boundary, this is going to be the better focus of where severe weather will be. And as you can see right now, it looks like locations near southwest Alabama will start seeing severe weather. The lighter shaded areas, where you see the lighter shaded gridded areas of red, that's where strong storms is possible. But the heavier storms will appear to be over Mississippi and Louisiana and southeast Texas. Now remember, even though the storm system is a bit far to the southwest of us, it may look far away, it will have a lot of energy with it. It's a very strong low. It's going to have a lot of energy. So Florida will be affected by the system, as well as Georgia and parts of Tennessee. Wednesday, that low pressure system and stationary boundary begin to move its way northward, and it puts Nashville in the threat of some severe weather here. And this does include damaging wind potential, as well as we'll be watching the tornado threat potential. Now, what I'm thinking is this red shaded area that you're seeing here over Mississippi and Alabama and down through the Florida Panhandle, that is going to smack dab right into northern Georgia, and then it's going to move its way eastward across Atlanta and remain southward. Where you see this red shaded area, that's where most likely your tornado threat is going to be, along with damaging winds and the potential for tornadoes. Well, damaging winds and the potential for large hail. But this low is going to carry a very strong tightening pressure gradient, and it will make its way all the way from Louisiana into Tennessee. And as you can see, the closer the isobars are, the closer together the isobars, the ice attaches, the more chances of these winds getting stronger will be. And as you can see, that it's going to be a very active night, Tuesday night, and into Wednesday morning. There it is, folks. Wednesday afternoon storms, early Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. The front will start marching its way into the southern parts of the plateau, including areas of Chattanooga, northern Georgia. But with that in mind, it sweeps all the severe weather east of us. And so anywhere between South Carolina, North Carolina, and southwest Georgia, you'll have the best chance of receiving some severe weather. But while the winds are still howling, it's going to howl in a lot of cold air. So as this cold front makes its way northward in through Tennessee and Georgia, we may see some mixture of snow and rain, or either all snow, as we work our way into Wednesday night and early Thursday. And of course, there you see the snow. It wraps around Michigan, Ohio, into parts of Middle Tennessee and western parts of North Georgia. So we could very well be looking at some slick roads going on into Thursday morning for the northern Georgia area, as well as southern Tennessee. You may not like the severe storms, but if you want winter weather, the battle has to continue. Okay, what's my next slide going to be? Now, what I want to show you is this right here. I'll probably show you two more slides on the video, but this is actually what I want to show you now. The reason why I'm saying there's going to be a tornado threat is because look at this low pressure here. Let me go ahead and bring this backwards a little bit. There you see it developing over central Texas. Let me go ahead and actually zoom in right here so you can see a bit better. I don't want to hear any complaints. I can't see the video. So anyway, there you see the low pressure. It's over Texas. It starts drawing a little energy over Alabama and Louisiana. And so that could mean a little bit of strong storm activity later tonight and in through the day on Tuesday for Louisiana and also Alabama. southwest Alabama. And that's actually dangerous because where a setup is already initiating itself, that will add more to the fuel. That will add more fuel to the fire as we work our way into Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, here's the tricky part. As you can see, the low is going to be very strong, very active, and it's going to put North Georgia, basically where you see the lighter green, the darker green shaded areas, the yellow areas. This is where the energy rates are above -6 and -7, which means a lot of energy is going to be available for tornadic activity. But the biggest chance of that happening is over Louisiana and Mississippi. And why? Is because this is the lighter green shaded area, which means a -1 to -2, anywhere between a -1 and -3 negative air, which basically is energy for a thunderstorm. But as you can see, basically that's what we're going to see is just a couple of thunderstorms over North Georgia and into West Georgia, and as well as Alabama, going on into late Tuesday night. Now, good part of day Tuesday, we could actually see some storms here, but I'm not expecting anything significant. At least I'm hoping, because this low is really strong. So we really can't trust the track of this storm system. Now, here's what I'm really concerned about. The energy that I was showing you, it starts moving over southwest Miss Alabama. And as you can see, we start seeing a little bit of the energy. Look at this yellow shaded area, this red shaded area. It increases over Walker, Catoosa. And if I can go ahead and zoom in on that, it increases over Walker, Catoosa. Let's get back there. So it starts increasing over Walker and Catoosa counties. And as you can see, look at this. This low is strong enough that with any storms that develops along this peripheral boundary, that is where we're going to see the bigger chances of, that's where we're going to see the biggest threat for damaging winds and tornadoes. Like most likely, these pocket of energy may lead to a couple of tornadic storms. And so we're talking from southwest Tennessee all the way down to the Florida Panhandle and moving into Louisiana. Now, the storm system still holds strong as we work our way through 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. That means it's still going to be stormy for a lot of us in North Georgia and back over toward Nashville. So we could be talking about damaging straight line winds, tornado potential. Hopefully, some of this will be over by the time we get to that time frame. Now, once we go into Wednesday, 10 a.m., the activity starts moving away from us. We should be out of the clear Wednesday morning by 10 a.m. That's going to be in time enough for everybody to get to work. However, places like Knoxville, Tennessee, Northeast Tennessee need to get ready as the storm system begins to plunge its way northward. It's going to take the energy with it. And from the Carolinas to East Tennessee, all the way down in through Georgia, this is where severe weather is going to set itself up again. And yes, we are talking the potential for a couple of tornadoes. And as you can see, as they always quote in Wizard of Oz, all gone, gone as you go into Thursday at 1 a.m. in the morning. We're actually going to calm those winds down. The winds may be a little bit breezy, but they're going to calm down as the storm system moves on out of the region. But it's going to be quite cool as well. Notice as I'm running the rest of the time frame, you'll see that it's going to stay pretty quiet. So here's a look at that low. This is actually showing you the lightning strikes. And as you can see, we got a lot of those. We got a few spotty areas of lightning developing over South Carolina, parts of Georgia, with the strongest storm systems over Texas. But notice that big spin right there. That's what we're really concerned about. That's the low I want to be tracking going on into Tuesday night and into Wednesday. There's a look at the other weather model here running the precipitation and the intensity of the precipitation. As you can see, it's going to be raining throughout the evening hours and late evening hours tonight. We'll actually see a little bit of rain toward the overnight hours. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few showers pick up a little after midnight tonight. Here's what I'm really concerned about. Watch this here now. This is all light to moderate rain along the stationary boundary and a few thunderstorms. But here's what I'm concerned about. The energy I just told you about, what happens here? We start seeing a lot of supercells start forming anywhere between Louisiana all the way through parts of West Georgia. And yes, we got a supercell beelining its way toward the Rossville weather station as well. Right there she is. Very strong supercell. And then it looks like we may see a few more of those trace over us, which could produce either some very large hail, leave some wind damage, possibly even a few tornadoes. So it's any cells like this that you see pop up that are very isolated in nature, very discrete, that pops up when inside the line or ahead of the line of storms. That's what I'm mostly concerned about is the individual storms that can get going. So what I want to do is give you a rundown on things. Severe thunderstorms are possible Wednesday morning and afternoon. Time frame of the storms will be from Nashville to Memphis, 9 p.m. Tuesday night. Chattanooga, Tennessee, northern Georgia in the vicinity by 2 to 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. Main impacts of severe weather include strong and damaging winds. We'll see strong winds all day on Tuesday and into Wednesday before the storms move in. Heavy downpours will be also associated with these storms, as well as isolated tornadoes. Now the basic causes from these storms, even with damaging winds, we could be looking at isolated to sporadic wind damage. Who knows? A couple of trees down here in Rossville, Georgia, could come down. Definitely be keeping on reports there. Wind damage to trees. We're looking at down trees that may cause power outages, and heavy rainfall amounts may lead to some flooding and localized flash flooding in some areas of North Georgia and Southeast Tennessee. And as you can see here, we just have some light showers over southeast Tennessee and northern Georgia. However, I do expect to see a little bit of thunder and lightning for some as we go into the overnight hours because thanks to the unstable air, that is where these thunderstorms will continue. All right, so folks, that's all I have for you for now tonight. I will post updates as needed, and of course, I'm going to keep an eye on this storm system over toward Texas. But some things you need to know once these storms get into Tennessee: breezy conditions will come out and ahead of it first. That means the winds I recorded last week of 18 miles per hour not going to compare to anything for this week wind wise as I'm expecting some stronger, much more powerful winds. Now, even with the winds, severe storms could actually produce strong and damaging winds near 60 or higher, and we could actually see a few tornadoes along with large hail stones within some storms. So the one thing you need to know is always be weather aware. Keep a no weather radio handy. Make sure to follow all instructions the National Weather Service gives you. Do not go outside, especially in the middle of the night if severe weather comes, because if a severe thunderstorm produces a tornado, it can suck you up immediately and it can kill you. And also, if you're in a mobile home, please get out of those, go to a safer place, and make sure to always stay to Southern Valley Weather Desk, and I will keep you updated as best as I can. Now, if power doesn't go out late Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, I'll be sure and keep tracks of these storm systems, keep you updated, which I'm hoping that's not the case, but if it is, basically we'll just have to wait until the storm passes before Southern Valley comes back on the air. But at least you are weather aware, you do have a heads up, and you know what is to be expected. It's going to be a dangerous next couple of days. As a matter of fact, the Storm Prediction Center has placed Louisiana, the southern and central part of Louisiana, and the southern and central part of Alabama under a moderate risk of severe weather, while an enhanced risk more north of that, which means widespread severe weather threat. That's where the more widespread severe weather threat is going to be. But like I said, I am expecting that severe weather threat to work its way northward along 75 and south of 40. So this puts Crossville, Tennessee, in its path. This puts Chattanooga in its path, and this will certainly put Eastridge in its path as these storms moves its way northward throughout Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So now that you have an idea of what to expect, now I want you to be prepared. And remember, I'm not here to scare you of weather, but I'm here to prepare you for the worst. Have a great night, everyone, and I'll keep you updated.